everybody, welcome to Danny Hooper Edibles, and today what we're going to be doing is kind of a Mexican-inspired dish. I've been to Mexico a whole bunch of times, and I just absolutely love that cuisine. So what we're going to be doing here today is we are going to be marinating a flank steak. Now, we're going to marinate this. It can be a fairly tough cut of meat, so what we want to do is we're going to prepare a nice marinade, and I'm going to soak it in that. We'll cover it up, we'll put it in the fridge, going to leave it overnight, and then tomorrow going to do it on a charcoal barbecue, and it is going to taste absolutely fabulous, sliced nice and thin against the grain. It's so good. Anyway, let's get started right now. You're going to be marinating this, so we're going to take and we're going to score this flank steak, and by scoring I mean we'll just take a sharp paring knife and we'll do some cross marks in there. We're going down probably about 1/8 of an inch. Do you know this piece of meat seems fairly tender already to the cut? See, we're scoring it there. We're down about 1/8 of an inch. We'll turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. Now, you can see the grains in the meat here, the way that the muscle grains are running, and we're going to be slicing this when it's cooked across the grain to make sure those are beautiful, very tender, easy to eat pieces. So we'll do the scoring now. All right, we're going to set this aside for a moment, and we'll make up our marinade. I'm going to start... you know, you can use lots of things for your base liquid, and today I'm going to go with some orange juice. We'll go with about 1.5 cups soy sauce. We'll go with maybe 1/4 cup. So the juice from 3 limes. I'm going to go with about 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder. I'm going with 2 tablespoons of chili powder. About 1/3 cup of olive oil. I'm going to put couple of tablespoons of the menudo mix in there. It's got dried garlic, chilies. Once again, it's called menudo mix. You can make your own or you can buy that. Put some fresh cracked pepper in there. Salt, a little bit of kosher salt. Oh, wow. There we go. We'll mix that all up. We'll mix in that. There we go. Now we'll pour this over the flank steak. And we'll leave that overnight, and tomorrow that goes onto the charcoal. Oh, yeah. I just want to lift this up, make sure that we get the marinade underneath the flank steak as well. There we go. And that, my friends, is how you marinate flank steak for this particular recipe that I'm creating, this Mexican-inspired recipe. I'm going to cover this now with the saran wrap. We'll put that into the fridge and leave that overnight to tenderize that piece of meat. Hey gang, it's day 2 now in our Mexican flank steak recipe. We're going to be cooking this on the charcoal barbecue, and so it's going to taste absolutely unbelievable. As I said earlier, charcoal really is a secret ingredient that I use in a lot of these recipes. So let's take a look at this flank steak right now. You'll remember yesterday we scored it, and that means we cut the cross hatches in it, went down about probably 1/8 of an inch, just so all of that marinade, that orange juice, the lime juice, those Mexican seasonings, we got the chili powder, we got cumin in there, all kinds of good, a little bit of soy sauce in there, so all that could work its way in through the meat. Now, last night before I went to bed, I took it out and just massaged it a little bit, make sure all of those flavorings are getting down nice and deep. So I took this out of the fridge here probably 1.5 hours ago to let it come to room temperature. We're ready to throw it on that nice hot charcoal right now. And we're going to be wanting to cook this to about, not overcooking it for sure. Flank steak can be a little bit tough, so we want to serve this rare to medium rare. I'll be shooting for about 140, 145 degrees on this, and here we go. Oh, listen, 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 listen. That's a happy sound. Oh. If you could smell this.
Time to check our temperature here. Ooh.
Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, that is done to perfection. Look at the crust. Beautiful little crust from that marinade. Once again, orange juice, lime juice, garlic, onion, Mexican seasonings, chili powder, a little bit of soy sauce. Whoa! Oh, it amazes me every time one of my recipes turns out. It really does. Oh, nice. For flank steak, nice and tender. Oh, now, we'll kick this up a little bit. This is my homemade chimichurri. I've watered this down. Normally the chimichurri that I make, or typically the chimichurri you would have down in South America, down in Argentina and Brazil, probably wouldn't be quite that liquidy. But I did water this down intentionally. The idea being I want to store this in my fridge. It's great for a week, couple of weeks, and just be able to shake it up and remix all those ingredients. So we'll do that. We're going to pour a little bit of that over the meat. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Oh man, does that taste good. I would take this over a filet mignon any day of the week. Again, the secret ingredient, and you can't beat it, charcoal. Go get yourself some flank steak. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this recipe on Danny Hooper Edibles, and thank you very much for watching. And like I always say, hungry? Let's eat.